Calling meeting to order. Call me for the pledge, please. Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thought my chair was going to go over the edge there for a second.
Welcome, everybody. We'll start with the roll call, please.
Callahan? Here. Houston?
Still here.
Hannah?
Yes.
Moore?
Here.
Crusader?
Here.
O'Laughlin?
Yes.
Jensen?
Yes.
Next, I need a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 7-0. Next, we want to have the firefighter recognition. Blake, do you want to come forward, please?
So we like to do this for certain years of service awards. This is a 10-year service award that we'd like to present to Judd Taylor. He's been on our department obviously for 10 years, but he's one of our part-time drivers, very active in the department and stuff. So we just want to give him a recognition and show the council that we have these. I think we have another one coming up the end of the month too, but we want to start with this one. Judd got this last month, right? So we wanted to present it and
Okay,
take a picture with the newspaper and
that would be great.
Let's do it. Thanks, Judd.
Thank you very much.
Judd.
you're all my people. You guys dressed up or not?
I guess I'll stand on this side, since nobody else wants to stand beside me.
The comment when you guys all came in was they don't clean up too bad.
No pressure.
Thank you, Judd. Thank you all.
Thanks for what you do, Judd.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Next, we'll move to the public comment. Is there anybody that, Dave, any comment cards back there?
No, nothing. Mayor.
Okay. Seeing no public comment, we'll move to the consent agenda itself. I need a motion to accept and approve the consent agenda that approves the following: the minutes from the February 27th, 2023 regular meeting.
So moved.
Second. I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 7-0. Next, we move to approve the claims. I need a motion to approve the claims for payment.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion with regard to any of the issues involved with the claims? Okay, hearing none, all in favor of approving the claims for payment?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Passes 7-0. Next, we'll move to the bank reconciliation on the financials. This is for informational purposes. As council, anybody from council have any questions with regard to the bank reconciliation? Hearing none, we'll move to item C, which is the revenues and expenses to date. Again, council, does anybody have any questions or any comments with regard to any of the financials and expenses to date? Hearing none, we'll move to item 4, which is the 2023 street rehabilitation project. And we will start with, pursuant to the agenda, I'm going to now convene a public hearing for the proposed resolution of necessity covering the 2023 street rehabilitation project. Do we have anybody that has any comments with regard to the public hearing on the necessity for the 2023 street rehabilitation project? Yes?
Ryan Nielsen.
Ryan, you want to come forward?
Ryan Nielsen with Wapsie Valley Creamery. I think 4th Street Northeast is on the rehabilitation between, or 4th Avenue between 9th and 10th Street. Just wanted to make sure, I guess, that the utilities are, if we're paying to redo that concrete, the utilities are updated and we don't have any issues. The storm sewer had failed a year or two ago. Just before we put a lot of money into new concrete, that make sure that's all updated.
Okay, we certainly look into that. That's something that's a good point. We
And I
appreciate
think,
that.
I think it was checked.
Yeah, so I've talked with the engineers about it, and they've assured us that those repairs have been taken care of.
And the curbing will be the same style and locations where the cuts in the curb for that street?
Yeah, we can work with you on that.
Okay.
Construction occurs.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thanks, Ryan.
Appreciate you redoing
Thank you.
streets.
Thanks, Ryan.
I do want to mention, I did receive one email opposed to the special assessment that I did attach to the agenda packet.
Okay. If there's no other comments, then I'll now close the public hearing, and the city clerk shall note all the comments for the record itself. Next, we move to item B, which is the resolution amending the proposed resolution of necessity.
We don't need
Oh, I don't need that because there's no changes. You're right. Thank you, Susie. Next, we'll move to the actual resolution of necessity itself. So I need a motion to approve the resolution of necessity for the 2023 street rehabilitation project.
So move.
Second. I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion with regard to that? I know we talked about it last meeting, but hearing none, this is a roll call vote then?
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Callahan. Yes. Houston.
Yes.
That passes 7-0. Next, we move to the item D, which is the resolution ratifying the preparation of detailed plan specifications, notice of hearing, notice of bidders, and form of contract. So I need a motion to approve the resolution ratifying the preparation of the detailed plans, the specifications, the notice of hearing, the notice of bidders, and the form of
So moved.
contract. I have a
Second.
motion. I have a second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion with regard to this? Hearing none, we'll move to the roll call vote then.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Callahan. Yes. Houston,
Yes.
Hannah.
Yes. Passes 7-0. Next, we move to item 5 on the agenda, which is the general obligation corporate purpose loan agreements. Pursuant to the agenda, I'm going to now convene a public hearing on the proposal to enter into an essential purpose loan agreement. So we're now in the public hearing. Anybody commenting on, with regard to that subject matter? Do you have any comments, Susie?
I did not receive anything for this part of the loan agreement.
Okay. If there's nothing, then I will now close the public hearing, and the city clerk doesn't have anything to note for the record, so we'll just move forward with that. Next, we'll move to item B, which is a public hearing on the proposal to enter into a general purpose loan agreement number 1. So I'm going to now convene a public hearing on the proposal to enter into a general purpose loan agreement number 1. So we're now in public hearing. Was there anybody that has any comments with regard to that subject matter? Susie, did you have any comments from anybody?
I did not receive any written comments on this either.
Okay, since there is no comments with regard to that, we'll now close the public hearing, and the city clerk doesn't have anything to comment for the record. So we're now out of the public hearing. Move to item C, which is the public hearing on, that was loan agreement number 1, which was the $60,000 loan for the fire station, as I recall. So next, we'll move to the public hearing on the general purpose loan agreement number 2. So pursuant to the agenda, I'm now going to convene a public hearing on the proposal to enter into a general purpose loan agreement number 2. Any comments from anybody with regard to that subject matter? Susie, did you have any comments on that?
I did not receive any comments on this one either.
So since there are no comments, I'll now move to close the public hearing, and since there are no comments, there's nothing else to add to the record. So we're now on agenda item D, which is the resolution, a motion to approve a resolution taking additional action on the proposal to enter into a general obligation loan agreement and providing for the levy of taxes to pay the general obligation corporate purpose bonds, Series 2023.
So moved.
So I have the motion itself. I need a second on that.
Second.
All of these have already been approved by Dorsey and Whitney, so we're all up to speed with regard to our legal obligations with regard to it. This is a roll call vote then.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Callahan. Yes. Houston,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Passes 7-0. Next, we move to item 6 on the agenda, which is hearing and ordinances. Pursuant to the agenda, I'll now convene a public hearing for the electric transmission franchise ordinance. Anybody have any comments with regard to that subject matter from the audience? Susie, did you have anything at that?
I did not receive anything for this.
Tom?
Yeah, the last meeting we had, it was stated that we just are talking about a small section of line, correct?
That's
Right.
correct.
I did try to get a map of what they purchased from Independence Light and Power and like if they would have to do any work. She was working on it. I didn't get anything in time for the
Okay.
meeting, so.
The thing that concerned me was the, what is it? Not eminent domain, but, what are the,
Easements?
Easement or right-of-way or something like that?
something like that. It's what the, like the carbon dioxide.
Emissions?
That's
Is
eminent.
it eminent domain?
That's eminent.
It
eminent
is
domain.
eminent
Yeah.
domain is
What,
taken-
no,
There's
it's,
something in there about that.
right, but basically, they bought an existing substation from Independence Light and Power. So if they need to work on it, they need to kind of get the city's approval to work within their utility right away
Okay,
to maintain their property now.
okay.
That's all this is kind of doing.
That was the only thing that I had a concern about was that wording.
They're not looking to grow and expand beyond what they've already purchased and now own.
That's correct.
Is that what you were concerned with, kind of?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Okay, so if there's no other discussion with regard to it, then I'll now close the public hearing, and the city clerk can note the comments for the record. Next, I need a motion to approve the first reading.
So moved.
I have a motion to approve. Second, any further discussion with regard to that subject then? This is a roll call vote, please.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Callahan.
Yes.
Houston,
Yes,
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader.
Yes.
It passes 7-0. Now, it's optional at this point that we can amend the statutory rule of the ordinance that a motion must be voted on for passage at 2 council meetings in a row. Does anybody want to make a motion to, that the statutory rule requirement for the vote at 2 council meetings can be suspended, such that we could vote on all of it right now as opposed to having it come up in 2 more meetings in a row?
Since it's just a formality that we're going through,
That's correct.
I would make that motion.
I'll second it.
So then, any discussion with regard to that? That would be, again, be a roll call vote, and we need a 3/4,
6 out of 7.
6 out of 7, so.
Jensen,
Yes.
Callahan.
No.
Houston,
no,
Hannah,
No.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin.
No. Okay, that fails then, so we'll have second and third readings coming up at the next meetings to follow. Next, we move to resolution number 7, is that right? This is a motion to approve a resolution that approves the salary wage increases effective July 1st, 2023. First, I need a motion itself.
So moved.
Second. I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion with regard to this? Hearing none, this is a roll call vote.
Houston,
yes,
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Callahan.
Yes.
Passes 7-0. Next, we'll move to item B, which is the fiscal year 2024 budget. I need a motion to approve a resolution setting the fiscal year 2024 budget, CIP, and transfers.
So moved.
I have a mo-
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion with regard to this topic? I know we've talked about the budget a lot in the past, but is there a specific topic, discussion about it now? Hearing none, this is a roll call vote.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Callahan.
Yes.
Houston.
yes,
Passes 7-0. Next, we'll move to other business. Anything else besides that? No. Okay, engineer update.
We have, well, the side setbacks coming up.
Okay.
Nothing to report since our discussion last week.
Okay.
Unless there's questions.
Any questions anybody has for engineering? Guess you're off the hook, Brian. Thank you.
You will meet with, like with the street, is that what I heard you say, that you'll meet like with the businesses and the different people who will be affected
Yeah,
by
the
that?
contractor is actually responsible for
Okay.
doing that as part of their construction contract. And
Mm-hmm.
if there's particular needs.
Brian, would you also make sure that you specifically talk to Tim Jensen at Jensen Trucking, because he had some concerns as well regarding the, where the driveway was, whether his driveway was going to be blocked, and if so, for how long?
Did you switch projects?
Is that on the, that wouldn't be
Oh,
on
I'm
the
sorry,
assessment
storm
project.
sewer, I got,
Oh, that'd be on the storm sewer project.
Right.
Of course.
yeah. Sorry, I switched topics there. I forgot to
okay.
give you,
It's all right.
got to raise my hand first, you know?
Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you, appreciate
Yes,
that.
We'll take care of that.
Okay, moving then.
thank you.
Moving then to other business, the C2 side setback. I need a motion to approve a 5-foot side setback along the east property line with the condition that written approval from the neighboring property to the east be obtained and on file with the city before any building permit can be issued.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. If you'll recall, we're talking about on First Street West, and we're talking about
Ray Hunter.
Ray Hunter's property, and he's already indicated he's got the neighbor's approval, but we want actual written approval before we're going to actually give a building permit on it. So,
Good idea.
so this would be a roll call vote then.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Callahan.
Yes.
Houston.
Yes.
Hannah.
Yes. Passes 7-0. Next, we move to item C, which is the airport liability insurance renewal. I need a motion to approve the 2023-24 airport operators liability insurance quotation. First, I need the motion itself.
So moved.
Second. I have a motion and a second. This is the exact same amount we paid for 2022. The amount of the insurance is $6,976. Does anybody have any questions with regard to the insurance that we're obtaining for the airport liability?
The only question I have is that terrorist part for $634. I think it's $634.
Yeah, the TRIA optional coverage for terrorism.
I mean, what is our odds of a terrorist attack in Independence, Iowa?
We hope pretty low.
So are we just throwing $634 away?
I think it was put on there because that's what was on there, what has been on there in the past. I wouldn't say that it's being thrown away, but, you know, you look at high-value targets for terrorism and things like that, airports, those types of things are always high on that target list. So
They're always high on the target list, but not in a small
you would hope
rural
not in a small
community.
rural community.
The odds in small rural community would be very slim.
I think if I remember correctly, and this, somebody could look at this, but I think we had gotten some monies at one point in time that if some of the bigger airports were destroyed, that we would be the backup, which
Right.
might mean why we would need something like that because of the status that we have with that. We did receive some funding, it's been a number of years ago, on that,
And we're
for that purpose.
We've got a nice airport,
Yeah,
too.
you have a really nice airport.
Right.
One of the better ones around the area, especially for a smaller town. So
But
I think I understand why.
I do too.
There's a need for it.
It covers our bases. You know, because there could be peripheral attacks at another one.
Oh,
that would affect
I-
ours.
I agree.
You know, and so if
We're back up for
things that
water.
would normally go through ours were
We're
shut
back
off
for
because
water.
there was a terrorist attack, then this would
Say that if that wasn't right.
theoretically cover our loss.
I think that we're not just talking about national level of terrorism either, we're talking about even local level of domestic.
Yeah.
Would apply to that as well.
Okay,
So-
that's,
Any further,
that explains it. Thank you.
further discussion on that? Okay, this is a roll call vote then?
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Callahan.
Yes.
Houston,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Passes 7-0. Next, we move to the council member reports. Jen, did you have anything today?
No, I do not.
Tom?
The only thing I have is tomorrow is our 42nd anniversary.
Oh, congratulations.
Way to go, Tom.
She put up with you for all that?
She
all those
put
years?
up with me. that
Did I just say that on the record? I'm sorry about
long.
that.
It stuns everybody.
Congratulations, Tom.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Deb?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Brian?
I just want to throw out quickly, I really appreciate all the city, from City Hall, Brad and the guys on the street department last week, as well as the police department, EMS. I thought everybody did an awesome job, and you guys just need some sort of accommodation, or thank you very much, at least, for your efforts from last week. Everybody, I don't think we were planning on that being quite as treacherous as it turned out to be.
Right, absolutely. Thank
So
you.
thank you.
Thank you, Brian, for bringing that up. Mike?
Everybody in the back of your mind, think about a parade, St. Pat's Day Parade for next year. Plant the seed.
You know, we're talking about the Wapsie being green too, right?
Yeah. They do it in Chicago.
They do.
Maybe you could decorate the duck line that's out there.
Catherine?
I do have a question. Visioning, Wednesday, the 15th at 9 o'clock. I have that on my schedule. Do you know anything about that?
I just know it's here,
It is still going on?
as
Okay.
far as I know, yeah.
Because nobody has gotten any information.
I have not
just
seen
happen to have
anything.
it on my calendar.
I haven't seen any emails.
I haven't either.
So maybe it's something we should check on and then shoot emails out, because I know I talked to Michelle Grinnell today and she had nothing about it.
I can check with Nick and see if it's still on for
Okay.
sure.
That would be great, appreciate that.
Thank you, Kathy.
Anything else?
Thank you, Susie.
Susie, did you have anything?
No.
Do you want to go next then?
Yeah, I can.
9 o'clock, here.
So we, on the 12th Street Storm Sewer Project, Crawford Engineering has scheduled the pre-construction meeting for that on the 22nd here at City Hall at 11 o'clock. So glad to get that scheduled, get started on that project and get moving forward on that. I also wanted to give a quick update on the Hinson Grant stuff that I had talked about before. So we've looked at several of those opportunities, and because of the tight timeline that they've put on this, that it has to be constructed in 2024, we don't think anything we have right now is going to fit. What we would say, though, or what I would say, though, is she does this every year. So we'll keep that in the back of our minds, keep that, as something that we'll look for moving forward. And then right now, we're kind of thinking that, around January or so of next year, we'll start looking at where we are with the wastewater treatment plant specifically, for example, and try to see if we can get something fit in there and figure out if it's for 25, if that's when we're going to do construction on it. We think that will fit a lot better. We've looked at a lot of different things. We looked at the wastewater plant, we looked at the ball fields. When I asked about the ball fields, they flat out said they're not funding recreational this year at all. So there was no reason to even move any further with that one. So anyway, and then we also looked at, I went through, the mayor and I had talked about the 100 block down here by just east of the Wapsie, trying to see if we could do something to help those buildings. I looked through a bunch of that stuff today, and I don't think there's any opportunity for us to do that either. It seems like, especially with Fed level money, as soon as it's in a floodplain or close to that floodplain, they won't do anything in it, even though it's above, even though we know that if we did work on the second floor, it's above the floodplain. They don't look at it that way, unfortunately. So anyway, just wanted to give that feedback that I'd gone through all those processes with all that, and we just aren't anywhere where we could do it this year. But anyway, that's all I got.
Thank you, Matt.
Three quick things. Number one, the downtown facade project is still going on target. You can see some of the windows going in on the upper levels, doesn't look great. And with regard to the 100 block, I did have a conversation with Isaiah from Intercog, and they will not fund even the upper levels on that, so we'd have to find some other way of doing that. And we're batting around some potential options in terms of some grant money that the city currently gives for some remodelings for
With the facade, right?
facade grants, but it's not enough money to get the work done, but,
That's 5,000, I think.
yeah, I think.
Per side, yeah.
Yeah.
Up to 20,000 per building, of course. So, yeah.
And then the other thing is the construction going on the police department. I posted some pictures on my site I think this weekend, so you can see there it's going well, and we seem to be ahead of schedule, so we're all good with that. So our target date's June 1, but we're hoping to have it done sometime in May, and that's all I have.
I did have one more quick thing here. Bob must have dropped this off. And
Yeah.
then he pitched something to think about down the road.
Yeah.
It's really cool. They have these all over in the countries we visited. They're kind of cool to see.
Okay, I need a motion to adjourn the meeting then.
Wanted to see if
So
Dave-
moved.
Second?
I'm sorry?
I was gonna say, did you wanna see if Dave or Blake had anything?
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Are you back, Dave? Did you have anything for us?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Wow. Blake, did you have anything else for us? There you go. Now can I adjourn the meeting?
Yes.
All right, I have a motion to adjourn the meeting then?
Yes.
Is No, can I have a motion?
I did.
Okay, Catherine, second. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting's adjourned. Thank you all. I didn't break a record there.